See him a beast when he hear that sound like. Yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like. Woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like. Yeah, me, I'm a G bring heat in the sound
Jake
like.
Noecker here, and fighting at PFL 5 on Friday night, June 16th. Patrick the Brick Brady and Patrick, we just did this whole PFL interview, so
Good, man.
I'll ask you again, how are we feeling during fight week?
We're feeling good. We're now past the point that we got to last time in Vegas. I think I got canceled on a Wednesday afternoon, so we made it through Wednesday afternoon with no surprises. And tomorrow we have the weigh-ins, and then we have the ceremonial weigh-ins down at the arena in the evening. So pretty excited, man. I'm ready to get it on.
Let's start with that sloppy start to the PFL season. Cancellations, people popping, suspensions. Yeah. Were you like, I mean, dude, because you were there in Vegas and your fight got canceled, and then you got then you had to come back, for those who don't know. So did that distract you at all, or are you back ready, fully prepared, ready to go?
No, because there was a lot of unanswered questions, right? Like everything was still up in the air to me so obviously I was supposed to fight Andrazak, and then that got canceled because of his eye exam. And then I was supposed to fight the Gotsov that following week, and it got canceled because of my staph infection. And then after that, they gave Gotsov the Brazilian guy for the ex-UFC middleweight Brazilian guy. They gave him that short notice fight. And I'm pretty sure he was going to get my roster spot inside the season because he got that short notice fight. So I'm pretty sure they gave him my spot because I was watching something and they put a digital rendering up of the standings and who had what points, and I wasn't on there. And I sent it to my manager, who obviously I was asking, like, where do we stand? And when I sent him that digital rendering, he was like, well, I guess we know where we stand.
Yeah.
So I told him to tell the PFL, if I'm not doing the season, then release me. Right? Just let me go, and I'll go fight somewhere else. And I just want to keep fighting. You know what I mean? Like, my position is I just want to fight. Right. So, they said, no, we're not releasing you. That we'll give you, we're going to give you, even if it's not in the season, we'll give you like a showcase fight. And, I was okay with that, whatever, it's not ideal, but like I said, I just want to fight. And then, like the next week, my manager reached out to me and was like, yeah, they told me there's a 95% chance that you're going to fight and it's going to be within the season. And that you'll be back on the season standings.
Right.
And obviously, a couple days later, all the news dropped about the guy's popping hot.
So because Capoloza got suspended, you maybe got a spot again? Like what?
There was several. It was
right, yeah.
Loza, Kuniev, and also I think the guy who lost to Gotsov, I think he tested positive as well.
And then a bunch of light heavyweights too.
Yeah, yeah.
What are your thoughts on all those people popping? Is Philly clean?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm out here to work, so I do my job as I'm supposed to do it. So, that's my position on it, and it is what it is. It's a part of the sport, and these things happen, and it's hard to say it doesn't surprise me, but I mean, we're getting in a cage to fight, man. Like, obviously, like, guys are going to do what they can to try to get an advantage.
Well,
and it is what it is. It worked to my benefit because I'm here now, and I get to fight, so it's all good. I don't give a shit.
When you sign that PFL contract, are you made aware you're going to be tested for things? Or like, why did this happen?
Yeah, I mean, that they tell you that, like, in your contract it says PFL is a clean organization, and they give you a rundown on what you're expected, but every commission is different, right? They don't have a central governing testing body like USADA. So like they go by the state commission and what that state's regulations are, right? Like, and every state is different. So Nevada obviously cracked down the hammer and tested everyone. Now, I don't know if that was something that they typically do or what, but honestly, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, what's the Wolf of Wall Street? The show goes on.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? The show goes on, baby. The show goes on.
and the cards aligned. You're back.
Yeah,
ready
exactly.
to go. So hey, thankfully, Philly stays clean and we ready to go. So who came with you from Philly? Who's going to be in the corner?
So I got Eddy Torres,
Hey,
Andre Petroski, and then I got my buddy John, my boxing teammate John Mercurio, who actually flies out Friday morning and lands Friday afternoon. So it's a little different of a vibe, as compared to being with Chris. Chris is like, he's all business, man. Like Chris is super professional, and like it's, look, I love that style as well. Like, and then you have Andre
and Eddie,
who's not, and look, not that it, that's not a knock on Andre or anything. It's just different people have different styles on the way that they handle fight week and what they do. And things are a little looser with Andre, but to me, it's like I do everything within myself anyway. So like who I'm with doesn't really change how I'm thinking and where my mental state is, but yeah, it's a different vibe. But Andre came out that was going to do my corner in Vegas as well, and it was going to be Chris, Andre, and then Will was going to fly out. But Will and Chris are doing Kyle for CFFC, also the same night on the 16th. So obviously they couldn't be out. So look, I'm ready. So it doesn't matter who's with me. I'm ready. I'm the one who has to get in the cage,
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen both Eddie and Andre in a corner during a fight, and they are as serious as it gets when it's time to go.
Oh,
but
yeah, for sure. Look, these guys know what they're doing.
You stick Eddie and Andre in Atlanta for a week, it's some trouble. And it's Andre's birthday today too.
Yeah. Well, no, when was it? Was it Monday? Monday. Andre's birthday was Monday, I think.
Oh, it was Monday. Okay, word.
Yeah. So,
Well, hey, great corner, good guys with you. I'm glad to hear that it worked out, especially because last time it was, like you said, iffy. And then, as you said, Kyle Dawkins fights, Friday night Cage Fury. Are you bummed out that you can't be there for him and vice versa?
I am. Yeah, man. Kyle's a great teammate, and I'll tell you what, that fucking guy looks sharp right now. Like, obviously, I'm getting rounds in with him.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
What's that, bub?
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're my teammate now. Did you know that?
Oh shit!
Droogs and Martinez are they got a thing.
Nice. So who's that? Is that AJ Desiani's?
AJ Deshani and Kat Miliaris. Yeah, man.
A collaboration.
Yeah, so we're teammates. That's all. Sorry to interrupt you. Continue. Kyle Dawkins.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kyle looks fucking. Listen. Kyle is on point, and he is ready for this fight, and he's sharp right now. And he was a motherfucker to spar with every Sunday. And I got great rounds from Kyle, and we really helped each other get ready for these fights that we have. Coincidentally on the same night. So my fight will be sooner, so I'm sure he'll be watching me, and then I'll be watching him. So,
and I was in Martinez and watching Kyle and Chris go at it. They're both ready, man. I'm very excited.
Yeah, Chris is fucking sharp right now too, man, and he's still strong. He's still strong, and he's going to be a motherfucker at 205. So
Big things out of Martinez BJJ, man. Let me tell you. And yourself, my guy, Jordan Hederman. It's a new one, your third PFL opponent now. What are your thoughts on him?
Jordan's a tough kid, man, and like he's a gamer, and he's here. He showed up, and it's going to be a scrappy fight.
Yeah,
he's a scrappy fighter, and he's not scared to get caught in exchanges. Like he gets caught in those little exchanges. He also works in volume, much like myself. So I think this is a fun fight. I think this is a really fun fight. And I'm a big fan of the sport, and I see a lot. And I think this is a fun fight. Not too many people know who I am, and obviously he has a little more notoriety because he was on The Ultimate Fighter, and he had some exposure there with the MMA community. And people don't really know who I am, and they really haven't seen me. And even if you like try to YouTube me, there's not much footage out there. But anybody who does know me and does know Jordan know that this is going to be a scrappy fight.
It's absolutely going to be a scrappy fight. I was watching some of his fights, some of your fights. You're both just two heavyweights, like to hit people in the face and don't really go down. So
yeah,
it's going to be a good one, man.
Not much head movement from either one of us.
You got the chin. I mean, why not? Yeah. So people who are betting, I'm telling you right now, hit that over 2.5. But then again, you guys are both MMA fighters and you're heavyweights, so you never know. But as a fan, dude, this is going to be a good one. And Andre being a tough alum, Jordan being a tough alum, Andre have any insight when it comes to that aspect of the fight?
No, I don't think there is any insight to have. That's a different experience. It's a whole different genre of entertainment, right? There's fights mixed in with house politics and shit like that. Yeah. So for me, I don't think any of that shit really plays a role. It's really about what happens when the cage closes. And Jordan, I think he had fight of the season, him and Chandler Cole, when him and Chandler Cole fought. They had a really hell of a fight, and Jordan came out on top of that. He was able to score that takedown in the third round, and it was either a takedown or it was a sprawl. I think it was a sprawl. He sprawled out in the third. Chandler took a shitty shot and turtled up and never got up, and Jordan finished him off. That's not how I operate. You're not going to see me turtle up and not fucking get up. So.
And have you guys been preparing real hard, for this fight to go to deep waters?
I mean, I've been in the fucking muck. I've been in the deep waters. I've had 2 fights go the distance, and Will Martinez he's on record saying you're not a pro fighter until you go the distance, right? Jordan also went the distance in his first pro fight. I don't think he's gone the distance since then. My last fight went to distance. It was a split decision. So, my last fight was a fucking war, right? You see who I train with, right? You see what I deal with on a daily basis in the gym, and I'm prepared to fucking die in there. You know what I mean? I'm prepared for a war in there. So it is what it is. I'm going in there expecting the unexpected. What it is.
Part of that fight to the death mentality you have, we talked about last time, and you said, $1 million awesome, championship awesome, but what I'm fighting for is to prove to myself, or even just to test myself if I can hang in these big leagues. Is that still your main motivation going into this one?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I watched that Ultimate Fighter show, and I was texting my manager. I didn't quite have enough fights to get on that show. I don't think I would have went anyway. But that being said, I was texting my manager during some of those fights, like, look, I think I could compete with some of these guys. I think I may be able to beat a couple of these guys. And it's funny because I get to find that out now. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, man. I'm fucking pumped to get in there.
Yeah, man, this is a top level matchup in a top level league. The Jordan fight to me is a more exciting fight than any of the other ones are, and also, in my opinion, it's a better matchup for both of you. It's just like you're very similar fighters, and it's going to be straight up the better man that night wins.
Yeah. I mean, we like you said, we both have similar records. We both have similar experience, and we both have a very similar style. He's got submissions, I got submissions, and we both like to let the hands go. So, like, it's gonna make for fireworks.
And okay, so do you follow Dana White on Instagram?
I do.
You see him post those like every week. He'll have like the fight board behind him, and he'll do like,
Yeah.
all right, folks, this is the fight you got to keep an eye on. You see that?
Yeah.
All right, do that. Give me one of those for you and Jordan's fight. Go.
What he usually says, like, and this fight under the radar, this
just
fight
type your fight up. Yeah.
I mean, look, like, this is two guys who are going to get in there and slug it out and leave it all in the cage. Right? Like, that's what's going to happen with this fight.
And I know your corner. I know you. I know the Philly scene. We like to gamble a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know you like when you're a big old underdog. I hate to break it to you, you're only plus 220 now. So for those who want to bet on you,
the line's moved, I think, significantly.
I actually don't know. I just know right now you're sitting around.
I think somebody was telling me they saw it at one point. I was like plus 350, plus 400.
I know you like that.
I think it's on the move. As far as like betting, I don't really gamble, but if I was, like, you're looking for a guy when you gamble, you're looking for the underdog who you think is going to win. Like, that's the best way to gamble, right? On fights. Like, to me, that's you getting the best value for your dollar, is to find an underdog that you think is going to win. And to me, if there's any underdog who seems, evenly matched, who is more likely to win it, it's myself. You know what I mean? And I am an underdog in this fight. Like, if you look at Tapology, I think at this point it's probably like 90% of the picks are all for him, which, I don't know if that has anything to do with the line and maybe the odds makers are seeing stuff like that.
People also know him,
Yeah, exactly. But when the cage closes, none of that fucking shit matters. None of it matters. Like, I'm not thinking about the fucking spread when I'm in there, punching and kneeing and uppercutting and all that shit. So, when I'm in the muck, I'm not thinking about the fucking spread.
So my last question for you, and I don't even have this one written down, just as a friend, I'm curious, because when I watch you on TV or in person or wherever it be, I'm wondering sometimes when you're in that fucking muck, I'm wondering, what is he thinking? So, like, when a fight gets to deep waters, whether you're rocked or you have Jordan on top of you late in the second round, or you need to get the fuck up, you're rocked, you need to come to, you're in the PFL. What's going through your mind, man?
I mean, that's where the training comes in, right? Like, that's where you're on autopilot at that point. Like, I've been fucking rocked. Like, Chris has rocked me numerous times, right? I've been fucking, like, I've been there. Like, I'm on cruise control at that point. Like, I'm scrambling to get up. I'm fighting hands. I'm digging underhooks, right? Like, I'm putting frames in and shit like that. Like, that's all shit that I do every fucking day, right? Like, I do that shit all the fucking time. So, like, to me, I'm on cruise control. It is what it is. Like, as a kid, I come from a fucking abusive house, like a traumatic fucking childhood, and like, I was born in fire, right? Born in fire. So I don't give a shit about a fight. I've been in 100. You know what I mean? Like, this is just about me finding out what I'm capable of. Like, whether it's who can throw the quarter the furthest on a football field, or who can get in a cage and fucking win a fight. Like, I'm a competitor, so I want to see if I can fucking throw the quarter further than you. that's what it's about. Like, I'm getting in there to find out what I'm capable of, and that's it. So, all that shit that happens during the course of the fight, that's just me like, okay, well, now what? Right? You just just took one on the fucking chin. Now what? Right? Like, do you curl up? Do you, like, maybe you're knocked out, maybe you're out cold. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
I've definitely never seen you this amped up, locked in. I think it's because
Yeah,
this is
man,
the
I'm ready.
closest.
Look, honestly, I'm very introspective, and I'm very capable of finding out like where I am emotionally and spiritually and stuff like that. But I've never been this ready, this aware for a fight as I am this week. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because I haven't fought in fucking however long, but
6 months.
I'm ready for this one, man.
Well, it's very apparent, dude, and you're giving me goosebumps. I'm very excited. You're hyping me up, man. I'm a fan, I'm a friend, and I'm
Good.
covering the sport.
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
So last thing for me, man, it's not even a question. I just want to give you the opportunity, as always. Is there anything you want to say to everybody, all the fans, all the new eyes on ESPN Plus? If so, the mic is yours, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm appreciative to everybody around me, starting with my family, my wife, my sons, Colin, Liam, Declan, all the way down to my teammates, all of them. I don't want to name them and leave any of them out, but they all know who they are. My coaches, you all know who you are. And my sponsors, Apollo Pre-Owned, Executive Tree Care, Performance Meal Prep, Primal Nutrition, all those people always taking care of me. I'm super appreciative and super grateful to be where I am, and I'm fucking excited, man.
I'm excited too, dude. June 16th, ladies and gentlemen, PFL 5, Patrick Brady. Finally making that debut. And Patrick, see you on the other side, bro. Kick ass.